All right, fellas, I'm going to keep it a buck. We ran into some technical difficulties that prevented us from actually getting the video out on time for Valentine's Day. Now, I know some of you guys already asked me, when is it coming out? You reached out to us. Hey, we appreciate the love. But sometimes things happen. But we also decided to go ahead, get the video out for you all because honestly, come on. We know Valentine's Day is every day, right? So without further ado, we're going to get into the video. But before you do that, hey, make sure you reach out to us. Hit us up at the link below. Email us. Hit us up. Let us know what you think. Talk to you later. Go Kings.
Welcome to the blueprint for the modern man. This is Rooted Kings.
Hey guys, welcome back to Rooted Kings. This is Marcus Odom.
This is Dr. Kevin Lambert.
And guess what, guys? Right around the corner, you know what time it is. It's
Valentine's Day.
Oh man, Valentine's Day. Kevin, what plans do you have for Valentine's?
Planning to be broke.
You planning to be broke? I think a lot of guys fall into that place, right? We like
planning to do what I can to keep her
what
happy.
you can.
You know what I'm saying? Do what I can to keep her happy.
But hey,
you
man.
know? But thankfully, my wife is pretty cool about it. But you know, we're gonna do something though.
Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah. Happy house, happy spouse, happy house.
Happy spouse, happy house.
Yes, sir.
Man, that's what I'm talking about. so you're gonna be broke this weekend.
Yeah, I'm gonna be broke, man.
Can you give us a little secret, like what you gonna do?
Well,
you don't have to spill all the beans to the world, but what are you planning?
I mean, I'm just joking because she's really actually pretty good about it. Like, you know, she wants to do something, of course. You know, all women want to feel special. They want to feel chosen. They want to feel like attended to. So they don't want to feel left out. I mean, you know, who wants to be left out? Like, you got your friends getting flowers, they're getting chocolates, they're getting wooed or whatever, and this Negro ain't got nothing for me. Like, I get it. I really do. I understand. But, you know, I also, you know, Valentine's Day, the restaurants and the flower people, you know what I'm saying? As a businessman, hey, it's time to eat. It's Super Bowl. Let's go.
Yes, but so check this out. It's funny you say that, like, because to me, Valentine's has always been like another one of those Hallmark, you know, kind of holidays, right? And it's funny. I just went into the grocery store today. Had to pick up some groceries, do dinner, whatever. But they're already prepped. And when I say they're prepped, it was more flowers than I've ever seen, more balloons than I ever seen. And I was sitting there wondering, I was like, do the ladies really like that? Do they really want the balloons? Do they really want the flowers? Do they really want the chocolates? Is that cliche? Like,
so, you know, there's this thing called comparison.
Oh,
and I just, if you got a cookie, I want a cookie. If you got flowers, I want flowers.
Okay.
You know, I don't want, you know, to be sitting over here with, you know, nothing, and my girl over here has got everything, and that's how they're thinking about it. It's like they might be like, "Oh, I'm good, I'm cool, like just you know, it's nothing," and then wait till like you know somebody does something, and then they're like, "Well, I did tell him it was fine, but I'm starting to feel some kind of way." And why isn't he knowing that? Why doesn't he know that I didn't mean what I said?
He's supposed to read my mind.
Right.
He don't know how to read my mind yet.
Right, exactly. And you've been married how long?
Right.
And you fell for that?
You don't know me now. Look.
So yeah, no, it's like you know you're not gonna get me for the okie doke. I'm gonna do something. So, but I try just being mindful, if you will, to see if I can do something low key on Valentine's Day when everybody else is getting got, and try to do something like more like us going out or something the day or so before. Yeah. So that I can like, hey, let's do this, but we not gonna get got. Right. And then on the day of, let's just do something to kind of chill. Right. And she's pretty cool with that because she gets to win twice. Yeah. So, but I don't have to be broke, so that works too. So.
Well, I just say it because you know I sit there and think, are you gonna do like the giant 3-foot teddy bears?
Nah.
Whatever happened to those things?
Man.
You ever think about that? Like when the guys get the big giant teddy bears, they're on the side of the road. They get this big teddy bear. They can't put it in the car. They finally stuff it in the car. They say, "Hey, here you go." She says, "Hey, thank you." Then what happens next?
You know, it's funny. You know, at the risk of getting in trouble, I'm gonna share a little illustration because when I remember when my wife and I first started dating, it was her birthday, and I bought her this teddy bear and some chocolates and some roses, and unfortunately, my wife is a foodie, and so when I met her with the stuff, she was like, "Oh, this is nice," but then she was like, "Okay, well, look, where are we going to eat?" And bro, my heart was crushed. I was like, "Man, do you know how much thought and time?" And at the time I was a broke graduate student, so I'm like, bro, like that was like probably like lunch money for tomorrow,
Right.
like, or for the week, really. But yeah, it was just a lot of these things. Like you put a lot of it into it, and you just have to know your girl.
Right.
Know what she likes, know what's important to her. But ultimately, it's just really about making her feel special and letting her know, hey, hopefully you feel like Valentine's Day is every day.
Right.
But, on this particular day, I don't want you feeling like, your friends are getting recognized and appreciated and you're not.
Right.
So
here's a little extra sprinkle on top.
Yeah, a little something. Yeah, a little something.
Little something extra.
Appreciate you. You know what I mean? And so that I think that goes for even, especially if you have daughters, being a girl dad myself, just doing something, whether that be as a family or just, I don't really do that's just not my love language as far as gifts though. But I'll, let's go out to eat. Let's spend some time together or whatever. And so that's how I communicate. My love language is quality time. So I try to do something hey, let's go do something. Let's go out to eat. And let's have a good time.
It's like I kind of think sometimes you have like a cheat code because you girl dad.
Yeah.
So you kind of have like you got the girls you can test with, and then the real like main event is with the misses.
Yeah.
You test it out. Okay, this might work, or and then you go to the misses. Like okay, now you can actually put it into to full effect. Like hey, kind of warm up, I should say.
Yeah.
But at the same time, being like you said, being a girl dad, you've been I would say like battle tested in situations. And I actually envy you because I'm like, with me, like I love my boys, I love my kids overall, but I also know like sometimes it's a bit of a challenge when I'm trying to work with the boys and trying to make said connections and kind of so on and so forth when it's come to growing in the relationships with them. And then when it comes to like all of a sudden I'm trying to do something to the missus, I'm like I don't know exactly what to do. So what are some of the things like guys like me? What should I be able to do? Like, do you have any recommendations for the fellas that have boys that don't know how to like? We don't make those connections, right?
Well, but you know what though? Like you can really. So one thing that I've seen from just listening to women and counseling women and that sort of thing is. They like those moments, right? The moments where I'm thinking about if I was watching a TV show or a talk show and somebody said something or shared a gesture or a story and all of the women in the audience would go, "Aw," right? And so I'm thinking like, man, like what are those type of moments that I could probably create with me and the boys that would make if I'm you, I'm thinking what would create that awe moment that even if she doesn't appreciate it, her girlfriends, when she shares the story, would be like, "Girl, wow, I wish my husband would do that."
But you're saying the other people externally, not with the boys per se, because my boys don't go, "Aw."
No, it's not the boys. Okay. It's her girls, if you will. It's like because sometimes it's like a. Hey, boys, we're going to do this for your mom for Valentine's Day, right? Because she is, for all of us, like our moms are our first love. Correct. For my daughters, I'm their first love, right? So it's like, I want to teach you how to treat your first love. I want to show you, and hey, we're going to do this for mom. We're going to make her smile. We're going to make her feel special. And even if she doesn't appreciate it, if she shares this story with anybody, they're going to be like, "Girl, you need to be grateful because you got a good one." And, it looks like your kids are also learning how to love on you. And That's a blessing.
And in turn, if she goes back and tell the girls how much she appreciated what they did and what dad did, then the girls are picking up as they get older. Those are expectations that you're going to set for you.
Right. It's like using your, it's like basically taking the reality of the tendency to compare and using it to your advantage and saying, okay, look, I'm going to create that awe so that hopefully, even if you don't appreciate it in the moment, maybe that wasn't what you want. Maybe I forgot that you don't like chocolate. Okay. But hopefully somebody in your circle is like, girl, give him a break. Like, he's trying. You know what I'm saying? Like, so.
And girl, I'll take that chocolate too, since you don't want
Right, exactly. Exactly. I bought you some chocolates. I mean, I ate some, but like, it's the thought that counts,
it's
right?
The thought that counts. Right, exactly. But I also like what you're saying, not, conversely, not just for the girls, like you're showing the girls like, hey, this is the path, this is what you would want out of a man in the future. But I think for the boys, if I could turn that around, is showing how to lead, and this is how you set and lead your family and do things for the ladies.
Right,
having that level of respect.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes the boys might have a cheat code. They might be paying attention to mom in ways that you just didn't catch, right? You trying to, you slaving or doing whatever you're doing, or maybe just you and the missus are just a little disconnected right now, and so they be like, yo, hey, I heard her talking to so-and-so. You might, hey, Pops, you might want to.
Oh, my boys are good for that. So they like to put their hand on my shoulder, be like, hey, Dad, let me put you on game. Like, hold on, let you on. Hold on, little young buck. What you trying to put on game? Let me put. No, anyways.
Right. Hey, hey, listen. There's nothing wrong with having a little inside track.
Like, yeah. Inside trader in the house is all good.
Yes, sir.
Don't feed the king, man. Feed
the
king.
Right. Thanks for looking out, son.
Appreciate it. Hey, I got you next time.
Right. Exactly. You're gonna need a favor now.
Oh yeah. I got you, right.
So yeah. I mean, but I think if they have an insight, or you take them, you go out looking for something or whatever. It's like, hey, what do you think? Well, Dad. I mean, I know my pops or whatever. Like, I mean, like my mom, last 3 times she said no to Pops. Like, but this is a special. This is really a good one. I'm like, Pops. Like, she was pretty clear. I think you might get in trouble this time, bro. Like. Because we want them to win.
Right.
We want them to win.
Right.
So, it's like sometimes it's like your sons or your daughters can like prevent you from your downfall because they are paying attention, like you said, in a way that you're not. So they're like, yo, man, like even I know that's not a good play.
Right.
So I think that that would be my first tip is to include them, see if maybe we could team up to basically bless our wives and their mother, if you will, to like show, hey, you are special and you are appreciated and we love you, and that's, and trying to figure out ways that we can show that sentiment, and depending on her love language, pushing those buttons, right? I always say, like, if you know somebody's top 5, right? Like, I'm sorry, somebody's top 2 love languages. If you can find a way to push both buttons at the same time, you're gonna do all right. So if it's like quality time and physical touch, if you can find some time where you can spend a prolonged time just hugged up on the couch or rubbing her feet,
ding ding ding,
bro, winning, bro. Or if it's
hold on, time out. How much does that cost her?
Nothing.
Yeah. It's a lot cheaper than getting that 3-foot teddy bear off the corner of the road, right?
True. But here's the deal: she's not gonna value the teddy bear if it's number 5 on the list. Absolutely. I mean, she'll appreciate it, but it's not running the score up.
So real quick, Doc, let's take a quick pause because some of the viewers may have heard about love languages. But can we just explain the love languages a little bit? Because I think this is important when we're talking about Valentine's Day, because we are, this is really one of those, it's like, act of kindness, right? Or gifts. Like, sometimes, the ladies are not
Acts of
really
service,
into
you're
acts of
talking
service.
about. Yeah.
They may not be into that. So could you just give us a quick rundown?
Yeah,
on
so
love
just
languages?
giving credit where credit's due. Gary Chapman is the author of 5 Love Languages, and there's more than 5 love languages. 5 sales books, people. So, but his idea is genius in regards to learning how you love and learning how other people, learning how your spouse loves helps you, or even your children love, helps you to know how to meet them where they are.
Okay.
And so a lot of times I might be loving you out of my love language because gifts is my love language. It might be my top one. But if it's your number 4 or 5, then I'm wondering, well, I'm giving you all these things. I'm doing all these things. How do you not feel my love? And it's like, because you're not speaking my language.
Right.
Right. So I have to learn on the other side of that to at least appreciate how you naturally love.
Right.
But the reality is that it's not enough if we don't find where we cross, if you will, right?
So I'm sorry you interrupt.
Yeah.
But can we go down
So
like
the 5
actual,
love languages.
let's run through them real quick.
So the
for
5
fellas.
love languages is acts of service, words of affirmation, gifts. Gifts is really about thoughtfulness and about like tokens of affection, if you will, that I can like reflect on, or like it's all about thoughtfulness with gifts. Quality time, and let's say words of physical touch.
Physical touch. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So
Physical touch.
So and going back to what you were saying, like when you're going down there, and hey fellas, if y'all didn't know, we're gonna put the book on the podcast, or at least a link to it, so you guys can check it out for yourselves.
Yeah.
But when we're talking about like those love languages, you hit a really key point where you're talking about like, hey, just because the way I love, there may not be the way that your significant other, your spouse may love.
Right.
You know, so can you kind of talk about that and see how can someone tie that into Valentine's Day? Because we see like, hey, these are physical gifts that we're giving. And to me personally, hey, I love to get a gift.
Yeah.
But hey, my missus on the other hand, she appreciated it, but it's the really thought behind it.
Right.
The thoughtfulness, like you were saying,
Right,
is more
right.
important.
Right. Well, and it's there might be other ways that I feel it more. Right. So it's like a 3-pointer versus a 1-pointer. Right. So it's like, for me, gifts is lower for me because like for me, it's more of a way that I love myself. So like when I go, I appreciate a gift, but for me, it's like there's a lot of gratification and joy that I get from earning something and being like, I deserve this because I earned it.
Okay.
So like when somebody gives me something that I may or may not feel like I earned or even deserve, it blesses me, but it doesn't like warm my heart the same way as someone that takes time to hang out with me or like affirms me as a person or edifies me or whatever. So I'm much more of a quality time, words of affirmation, physical touch person. So that's in my top 3.
Gotcha.
So if you know, and when it comes to understanding what those things are, right? It's like, let me meet you there, and let me light you up like a Christmas tree in the areas that are most gonna like make you feel all warm and fuzzy inside. And then I'm gonna normally, because this is just who I am, I'm going to still buy you a gift if that's my top love language, because it's how I express myself.
Right.
So it's not that it doesn't count. It's just, if I'm really trying to be intentional in my love, which is what we're talking about when it comes to Valentine's Day, birthdays, Christmas, whatever, it's like, okay, what is going to, some people want to go on vacation. They want to have experiences. So it's like, I don't want to gift. I want to go somewhere. I want to do something with you. Well, that more than likely that person is going to be wanting that because they prize quality time. They prize like, you know, doing things with you, experiences or whatever, and that's more important to them than you buying them a car or something like that. You know what I mean? So it's just, one is not better than the other. It's just more about what resonates.
So in the spirit of Valentine's Day, Doc, like, what are some of the things that guys can do? Like we talked about the different love languages, but how can they'll say like, hey, I don't really know what my wife's love language is. Are there any cheat sheets or anything like real shortcuts? Because right now we're only a few days away from Valentine's Day.
All right.
Right?
So first, you really should know what your wife's top love languages are, or your partner if you're not married.
Right.
You should know what they are, and if you don't know, go find out. That do your homework. Okay.
So do they just walk? Hey, baby, what's your love language?
Right. Well, here's some things to that'll give you a clue.
Okay.
When she is trying to love on you, what does she typically do? Right? Is she someone, for example, that is always trying to, not only with you, but with other people, she's always gassing folks up, encouraging them, always got something positive to say, always recognizing people for, thanking them, and really just all her words, if you will, just letting people know how much they are loved and appreciated. Is she a touchy-feely person? Is she like all about the hugs, and even just in talking, it's just, hey, like, is that how she is? Or is she someone that is always either looking to spend time or complaining about the lack of time that you're spending with her? What's the other one? I'll call it touch. Acts of service. Is she someone that's like, always doing things to try to make your life easier? Right? She's always cooking, cleaning, doing things. Now, she might be a taskmaster. So I'm not saying that those that's not their top love language don't do acts of service, but these women go out of their way to make everybody's life better. They will wear themselves out trying to take care of everybody. Give it to me. I'm put it on my back and let's go. Right. And you just show up and it's like, voila, everything is done. Magically. The house is clean and my meal, I ain't even got to get up. And you just serve me. I'm like, God bless you. Like, you know what I mean? And intuitively, she expects you to love her back the same way.
So I was thinking, so what if you don't know and you decide, like, hey, if I need to get a shortcut, you take one day, you go ahead and just cook dinner, clean the house, give her a massage, sit and talk about sweet nothings, and then give her a gift at the end. And then you just kind of wait and see which one she smiles the biggest at.
You could try that. You can try that. That sounds like a full court press.
It is a full court press. Hey, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Bro,
we only a few days away.
You're doing a lot. You're doing a lot. Well, here's the deal. Like in research, though, the challenge with doing that is you don't know what hit. You don't know what hit. So you either got to do all of them again, or you need some sort of feedback loop that, okay, this was all cool, but this really hit home.
So can you just be like, hey, baby, did that hit? Or did that hit?
She may or may not. Pun intended. But she may not tell you. She might even realize herself which was more, because you just gave her a beautiful experience.
Just a tsunami of just affection.
Like you just overwhelmed me with all of this affection. I don't know which is, and I certainly don't want to tell you that this was trash. Because no, please do that again.
Yeah, do it one more time. One more time.
So
So do you just do it at one time and then wait to see which one she asked for in the future?
Yeah,
like,
I would pick two.
Last time when you gave me a massage,
I'm picking two.
Okay.
Just so that I know to create better assessments of the data points.
Okay.
Like, okay, I'm going to do this one and this one. I'm going to see how you react. Maybe I'll try the next one tomorrow. But I'm not going to hit you up with all of them. I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying to have a really amazing evening. I might bring them all out, but that's going to be rare, because that's a lot.
Man, I was just about to say that.
You know what I'm saying? That is a lot, you know? So, but I'm thinking I'm going to channel my energy for efficiency's sake. I'm going to channel my energy and I'm going to say, these two, I'm going to give it all I got right here, and see what happens and make an educated guess.
But point of clarification for the fellas.
Okay.
You really want to know what the love languages are.
Yeah.
And this I was just kind of saying
100%. Yeah, no, but the way you discover it is just like in research, you basically you separate out the other variables and you say, okay, we're gonna see what happens when I focus on this variable, and then I'm gonna focus on this one. Maybe I'll do two at a time, but about anything more than that, you're not gonna have a clear data set, and you're gonna not be clear as to what it is for her, right? So if you just take a step back and just even journal in the past, you know, if y'all are doing all right as it is, right? In the past, well, actually, you know what? Whether it's to you or not, just even looking at how she is with the kids, how she is with other people that she's close to, and just ask yourself, like, how does she typically love people? And it should be pretty apparent,
right?
Because she can't help it. Right. Another clue is to look at her family. She comes from a family that's not very touchy-feely. She's probably not going to be touchy-feely. But every once in a while, you have an exception to that because her family wasn't touchy-feely, she goes the opposite direction because she was starved of it.
Something that just longed.
Yeah. But a lot of times we learned our love language from one of our parents or from how our family is. So we just don't do that. Like, yeah, good job, but like I'm not throwing you a parade because like you did what you're supposed to do. Like, you know what I mean? No news is good news kind of thing.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You know.
So what about those fellas then? Because again, I really want the fellas to win.
Yeah.
You know, this is Rooted Kings.
Yes,
I want the Kings to win. Like, what are some of the other things? Because you were hitting some really good points. Like, look, I grew up in a relationship, or excuse me, a family, and this is how I learned, you know, to be either show affection or I grew up a certain way, and I'm trying to make said connection, especially going into Valentine's Day with my significant other. Like, what are some of those things that I can do, adjustments that I can make to make those fireworks happen?
Learn her love language, number one, and try to set in your mind what are you going to do to address her love language so that you are, think of it from an efficiency level standpoint. Like, think efficient. I want to be efficient in my love towards my partner, right? I want to save dribbles. You know what I'm saying? Right? I want to get to my spot as quickly as I can and get off a 3-pointer to run the score up.
By the way, you're going to give me that analogy, and the first thing that came to my mind was Giannis taking them steps. So you say dribbles. Right, we kicking, we stepping back and going for the three.
Right.
You know, Giannis did take about 5 steps.
Right. And no, we're trying to be efficient with the steps and throw in the Euro at the last one or something. You know what I mean? Like, it's like,
yeah. The new NBA.
Right. Exactly. You know, and so just really looking at, okay, these are the two that so then, you know, asking yourself, okay, what are some of the things that I've done in the past? That's low-hanging fruit that seem to have really made her feel special. You know, another way is that you can also even try to get some clues by asking her, of all of the birthdays, Valentine's Days, special, you know, moments in your life with me, when do you feel like I just either knocked it out the park or just made you feel very special? And what about what I did made you feel so special? Now, her response, now hopefully she got some examples for y'all.
Oh,
she got no examples. God bless you, man. You in trouble. But if she's got some examples, then now she's giving you some really good clues as to low-hanging fruit. You ain't got to reinvent the wheel. It's like, okay, you don't have to do, you probably shouldn't do that exact thing that she's talking about, but like here, the principle of like, what love language is that? Like you know, and it's really not the big gestures. I remember the time when we went to the Bahamas and we, you know, sat on the beach and yada yada yada. It's not the Bahamas, I promise you. It's not the Bahamas. You know, okay, so what about the time in the Bahamas? Well, you know, first of all, like we had some unhurried time together. Or you were more affectionate because we had more time, and so we, you know, we were just snuggled up and da-da-da. Like, she's going to highlight the stuff that really impacts her and resonates with her. Maybe because you paid for the trip and she felt like you made some sacrifices. That's gifts, right? You made some sacrifices to give her an experience, to gift her an experience. And it was a surprise. I didn't even know we were going to do that. And you surprised me. You surprised me by coming up with the trip, planning the trip, or that the fact that you paid for it.
Hey, I'm just going to tell the fellas right now, just because we know each other. Yeah. Man, those are big bonus points. I'm going to tell you right now. If you sit and plan the whole trip, lay it all out, man, y'all listen to what he's saying. Fellas, trust me. planning something. And we typically are not great planners. Right.
As men, normally. Right, not all of us.
Not all of us.
But I'm saying a lot of times we struggle. We get a little on the struggle bus with planning, and then there's a little intimidation because even if you are a solid planner, I'm a pretty good planner, but my wife is better. So then that's a little intimidating sometimes because I think that she's gonna critique it and judge it, and the reality is that I'm probably right, but I need to do it just as a gesture.
Right.
It's the gesture. It's not about getting it absolutely right. It's just, hey, I want to do this for you. And just let me do it and let me show you that you don't have to worry about this. So she could take it as a thoughtful gift, or she can appreciate it as an act of service because this is something you want and I'm giving it to you without you having to do the work.
So I'm just saying, just like you said, it's the planning thing, fellas, that is huge. Even if you don't, like, we're not going to do anything as grand as Bahamas, but if you go and plan like a dinner, even if you burn the food, she may go ahead and order pizza.
Right.
It's the thought.
Right. And then y'all laugh about it. Hopefully.
And it creates a moment. Yeah, it creates a moment.
Right. Absolutely. It's like, hey, well, let's go get some Thai food. And
because that right there ain't hitting, but I appreciate what you were trying to do.
Good effort.
I got it next time.
Next time, take a class, please. Yeah, for sure.
No, that's great. That's great. So, I mean, Dr. Lambert, we went over a couple things, Kevin. Like, seriously, like, we talked about, like, going into Valentine's Day, and one of the things you actually started off was, like, we went from going in Valentine's Day, just planning it out, making connection, but the connection is not just between you, your spouse, or you or your significant other, your partner, but also you got kids involved. Hey, bring the kids into the fold as well and make it a family thing, right? Making those connections across your tribe. So we talked about that. We talked about also those love languages, like understanding the 5 love languages and making the connection, understanding, the other party. But one of the things I always say is like when you communicate, there's a you got to throw a signal. So you got to send a signal, and that signal has to be received. So just because you are expressing a way, like, say for instance, I love giving gifts, but I know my wife, what she'll appreciate the gift, it is the kind of the time, the acts of service, the quality time and touch. Like, those things connect with her more. Right. So understanding those things as a fellow, like understanding those 5 love languages are really, really important. And then also, if you can't figure it out, then hey, if you don't know the love language, you just gave us some tips. Like, hey, you gotta go find it out. Do your homework. And even ask her, which the ladies don't have a problem doing if you do it kind of smooth, fellas, like Dr. Lambert just shared with y'all. You just kind of ask her questions like, hey, remember that birthday that, which one was your favorite and why? And ask those questions, throw it back, because you can't get it wrong, right? Because she just gave you the blueprint.
She just gave it to you, bro. And just, the thing is that learning how to, even just being interested or even attending to her is going to make her feel special, right? And so a lot of times when women are feeling lonely or they are tempted to move around, a lot of times it's because the most common complaint is, I don't feel attended to. I feel neglected. I feel alone. I feel like you don't get me, if you will. And so just the fact that you're interested and inquiring shows that that's not true, right? You know, or at least that I'm trying to not make it true, if you will. And then when she says it, like, take it to heart.
Yeah.
You know, listen to the principle of what she's saying versus what she literally says, because she might throw some always never hyperbole words in there, and you be like,
and you know, fellas, we gonna lock in at always and never. We always do it. That's a whole nother conversation we should have. But like when they hit you with the hyperboles, and that's all you focus in, but it's not what she's saying. Yeah, you got to read between those lines.
Yes, sir. Always never means that I am sharing my feelings. I'm not talking in fact.
Right.
So when I say always never. I mean, it could happen twice, but it was too many. So you need to understand, you know, you ain't never done blah, blah, blah. You be like, I'm pretty sure about 3 years ago.
I had no idea.
I know there was an exception to this statement.
It don't matter.
And you're going to piss her off and make it worse. So just, okay, baby, you know what? You're right. And what I understand you saying is, I don't do this either enough or it's been a long time.
So okay, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, because that's a whole, like, I'm telling you right now, it's a whole episode, and it's about our ears and what we hear versus what's being said. So we gonna put that in the parking lot.
I'm just circling around that just because of, like, when you're trying to listen and you're asking for clues about her love language.
Right.
She might, because if she's definitely somebody that is not, words of affirmation is not one of her top, she may throw a critical statement in there as she's trying to tell you about what you did good 3 years ago. Because in embedded in that is, it was 3-4 years ago, bruh. So there's some pain behind that. So now it's like, well, let me think about it. It's been 10 years since you rubbed my feet, and that was amazing, but it's been 10 years. And so then you're like, so what you saying is I'm trash? Like, me paying these bills and doing all these things that I do for you, that don't count for nothing? Bruh, you just took something that was a nugget and you turned it into a fight.
To a fight.
Instead of, okay, I can do that more.
So what if you do this? What if you, when she tell you, like, you ain't rubbed my feet in 10 years, and then you're like, baby, let me rub your feet.
Right. Well, you be like, Shorty, you right. I need to do that more for you. You know what? You deserve to have your feet rubbed. And you deserve to feel pampered, because that's really what that's about. You deserve to be attended to in a physical way, and I'm going to make sure that I do a little bit better job.
All the way down to that pinky toe.
Right. all the way down to the crusty pinky toe. Yes, sir.
Hey, Kevin, man.
Yes, sir.
I think it's about time we got to wrap it up. But
yes, sir.
I mean, again, for the fellas out there, Valentine's Day is coming up. You know, we just hit a couple things. Again, bring the kids. You got kids. Bring them into the fold. It helps overall. You know, if you want to get the giant teddy bears, go for it. You know, we're not here to judge, but you know, it's not always about the giant teddy bears, the candy, and the flowers. It's the symbolism behind it.
Yes, sir. Yes, and just, you know, never miss an opportunity to make your lady feel special, or make your man feel special if you're talking to the ladies that might be listening. Talking to the fellas specifically, right? Sometimes we just like, oh man, it's just a commercial day, blah blah blah. No, man, your opportunity to make her feel special is a setup for you to have more peace. So, bruh, make her happy, bro. Don't miss those opportunities, especially the layups. Like, it don't cost you nothing to do a foot rub for 5 minutes.
It don't cost nothing to do a foot rub. That is only your time. And to be quite honest, you could do that probably even watching TV, some of the favorite show.
Come on. And it just basically proves who you are to her, which is really, you know, we talk about being men of integrity and standing, like, really having some consistency about who we are. This is one of those things where it's like, okay, I say that I love her, but I don't necessarily demonstrate it in a way she would understand. So how can I be offended when she questions the integrity of my love when I don't demonstrate it consistently?
Right.
So, you know, Valentine's Day now you got her comparing you to other people who are being consistent or at least taking up the opportunity. You setting yourself up for a loss there.
Yeah,
so,
fellas, and we don't want that for you. Like that's one of the reasons we do Rooted Kings. That's why we have a topic on Valentine's Day, because we get it. It is a hallmark time. We want everybody to have those fireworks that you're expecting at the end of that day on Valentine's Day. But at the same time, make Valentine's Day every day, fellas. I'm just telling you right now.
For real.
If you hadn't used that as a launch pad and an opportunity for subsequent Valentine's Days after February 14th. Make it the 15th, 16th, and 17th. It doesn't have to be as grandiose as the actual Valentine's Day sometimes, but it's the little things that count, fellas. Let me tell you. So, with that said, this is Marcus Odom.
Yes, Dr. Kevin Lambert.
Hey guys, we're signing out. Rooted Kings.